Hello, welcome to episode 4 of the Blame Game podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Richard. I need to figure out a nickname for him. Co-host Dallas. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Excited for today.
Today we have a very, very special guest. Not just one guest, we have 2 guests. We're moving on up in the world. They're usually linked together, so I don't know if it's like 1.5. But it's 2 of our favorite people. I don't know about you, but 2 of my favorite people. Sam and Dan. Sam and Dan's Couch over on Twitch as well. We'll plug a little bit later. But how are you guys doing?
Hi, we're good.
Yes.
I want to say I love them more than you. They're my adopted parents, for goodness sakes.
Yes,
Yes.
you are.
Dallas, what is your topic for this week?
All right. My topic this week is going to be, like you said, the segue that was there about TV shows, specifically TV sitcoms. What are your top 3 favorite sitcoms of all time? And of course, throw in some honorable mentions, and then shows. I'm not going to even say shows that you hate because we're not about hatred here.
I am.
But I will. I know you are. I will say though, shows you haven't seen that you want to though. So your top 3 that you want to see, as many honorable mentions as we can fit in, and then of course, shows that you haven't seen that you really want to and just haven't had time.
Before we get into this, I have a question. Daniel, were there actually, like obviously American sitcom TV shows, do you have the same in Germany on German TV that you have almost like the same kind of family dynamic sitcom or friend dynamic
Definitely
setting?
less. Like I remember growing up, and we did have like shows like Bill Cosby, for example, that was around, and we just were never like a big household where we would like watch one sitcom after another, so I wasn't as exposed. While like Sam, she knows literally like every single sitcom show.
But
Because
did they have specific
growing
German sitcoms?
Oh, there
Yeah,
are
that's my
of
question,
course,
Sam.
yeah.
That's what I want to say. Were there German sitcoms? Maybe your household wasn't a sitcom household, but
Mhm.
were there German households that like you go home and you watch? I don't know, Cut
Yes.
the
That's sweet.
Schnitzel, or
Yes, yes.
that's
Yeah,
horrible.
oh yeah, we have like a very popular show that they actually just ended. So it has been going on since 40 years. But they
holy,
just like
it's like
put the
a
plug
soap
in.
opera.
Yeah, like a soap opera actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Spanish, what are they called?
Novellas.
Telenovelas.
The telenovelas, yeah,
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like something German we
Wow.
watched. Yeah, that's for sure.
Because in America, you grew up. What was it like? Friday nights, Tuesday nights, Sunday nights. You have you have the family comedies, and then you have the Friends. Then you have the other. I don't know. Would you count some of the high school drama / college drama shows sitcoms or no?
No,
Okay.
Mhm.
no.
Well, do you- I my if I want to go first, the first one that pops
Sure,
up, which is
Richard,
going to
go
be
ahead.
very
You can go
easy,
first.
is the best sitcom of all time is Friends. I mean, that's a no brainer.
Disagree, but it's okay. What are your next 2? What's your top
Wait,
3?
no. Do you? Well, since I brought that up, are you guys Friends lovers or Friends haters?
Dan and
Like
Sam?
friend lover.
Friend hater.
I'm a Friends lover. I love Friends.
Oh, hater!
I'm the lone one out.
It's so good
It is so good.
in a wholesome way. I'm not
I
saying it's not like the most riveting thing, but I can just like if Friends is on, I can just turn it on and just do whatever I want to do now.
Yeah, I don't put it in top 3.
It's always
It's
a
great
good
show.
laugh to me. I think
Yeah,
every episode I
love
at least laugh
Chandler.
once.
Chandler Bing's my favorite. He's just such a smartass. That I just love him. But anyway, so Richard, Friends is your top one. What are your next 2?
Well, see, the problem though is I'm trying to think of sitcoms, and I think there is such a gap after Friends. And when I say this, I
Wow.
don't even know if there's any other
Wow.
sitcom. I don't think Friends is the best TV show of all time, but I think
A sitcom.
a
No,
sitcom. I
understand.
think it's not even close.
Wow. Okay.
And then the very weird thing is I'm gonna have to go back, and this is gonna seem weird because I know what Dallas is one of the answers is, and I don't like it, but it's gonna be Frasier.
No.
No,
Is it
I'm
not?
telling you mine.
Yours?
One of your answers I'm not gonna like, but
Oh.
Frasier I really like.
My daughter is named after a character from Frasier, so I love Frasier. It's not in my top 3, but
That's
my
what I'm saying.
daughter is named after Daphne Moon from
And then,
Frasier.
to be honest with you, after that, I don't even know if I can name another sitcom that which you guys are probably talking about, which will probably refresh my memory. But I can't even think of another quote unquote sitcom that I like really like, unless you're talking about like.
This
See, I
would
don't
be
even
me
know
and
if like
Sam, basically.
Simpsons would be considered a sitcom.
Yeah, I left animated out. I don't
Okay.
know about you, Sam
No.
or Dan. I left animated out, kind of on purpose, because as I went through it, I was like, oh, there's so many of those, and I didn't want to have to think more about
Mm-hmm.
ranking them,
Okay.
because there's some really good ones. So I kind of left them out.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it there because I have to think about my third one. I would have to think about it.
Okay.
Um,
Our esteemed guest, I would like to hear from y'all. What do you think? Who's your top 3 shows?
I'll let
Daniel?
Daniel go first because mine is long.
Yours is very long, yes. Well, first is definitely Friends. I totally agree with
Okay.
Richard there.
Okay. Interesting.
And I think what makes that show special is because you can kind of feel that the cast kind of like became friends. They like really got along well, so you can feel the chemistry with
I
the
agree.
story.
I love Friends. Again, I love the show. I don't have it as my top 3, but it is a
Yeah.
great show. What else? What else you got, sir?
And what else? I mean, I don't know if I have a second favorite one. I remember watching, like the Cosbys when I was little, which is not cool anymore.
No,
Was
I left
I
that
don't know
off my
if we-
list on purpose.
I don't know if we want to talk about the Cosby Show anymore.
Cause what?
There was some
Yeah.
there were some dark things going on behind the scenes
Oh, Richard, you didn't. Anyway,
Whoa.
in hotel rooms.
And what about not the baby, not the mama,
Oh, the
the
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs?
oh, I
Oh,
forgot about. I
yeah.
didn't. I
It's
love
not
that
animated.
show too.
Yeah.
That's a
Kid-
great show. Alf. Alf's another one that I didn't
Alf,
write
I did
down.
watch Alf.
You,
I totally
you made
forgot
me
about
think of
Alf.
dinosaurs. Alf always eating cats and stuff.
Alf. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's
Alf.
100 shows like that
Yes.
that I love and would write down, but definitely, it's hard to pin a top 3.
Before we get into Sam's, can I go back to mine? Because now
No.
since he was saying it, the top 3 just hit me, and I want to
Okay.
take Frasier out of my top 3.
Uh-oh.
1 would be Friends, and I didn't even think about 2 would be Boy Meets World,
Oh, that's a good show.
and
choice.
3 is a tie. And I don't know, when I just thought about the 90s, like when I was thinking about, man, what did I used to watch on Fridays, Thursday nights?
Boy
But
Meets
the
World was more like Saved by the Bell or something. Again,
That's still like a
genre
sitcom, though.
stuff that-
Yeah, it was a sitcom.
Okay.
It was a family. It was Friends. I mean, if you're gonna count Friends or any of those as sitcoms. And then
What time did it show? Boy Meets World. Was it like prime time or was it like
Boy Meets
Saved
World
by
was prime
the
time.
Bell
It was
weekend?
Boy Meets World came on before. I think it was like on the later years. It came on after
Was it
30
prime time or
Rock,
no?
Third Rock
okay,
from the
okay.
Sun. Third Rock from the Sun. I mean,
Okay.
and also I think it used to premiere. What was that one with was it Suzanne Summers with the family?
Oh,
Three's Company?
No,
Step,
the one after.
Step
Steps.
with
Step.
Patrick Duffy.
Step by Step,
and
Step by
they
Step.
Yeah, Step by Step. I like
It
that.
just
show.
kept-
That
so-
was TGIF. It
Yep.
was TGIF.
Yes,
I remember
yep.
it very well. Yes,
So
yes.
Boy Meets World beat up 2, and number 3 would be a tied between Home Improvement and News Radio from the 90s.
Oh,
I
forgot
love News Radio. I love
News
News
Radio
Radio.
was so good. Phil Hartman, David Spade.
Yep.
What's his name before he became buff? Joe Rogan.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a great show. I totally forgot about that.
So
Good job.
that would be my 3 with 3's kind of tied because I think I loved Home Improvement. We used to watch it as a family, and every episode was
Wilson.
hilarious. Yep, Wilson and the grunting.
Okay.
But
All right,
before, I'm sorry to interrupt that one. It hit me like I was like, man, why did I think about the 9? Like when I was growing up, when I used to watch it like every week.
Okay, so for me, this is gonna be a long list. My all-time favorite show, period, is I Love Lucy. I
Ooh.
don't think there's a better show than that. I don't think there'll ever be a better show than that. And I still watch it every night, and I have watched it every night of my life since I was a child.
I'm
Wow.
going to
Fair.
sleep with Lucy laughing.
Yeah, he goes to sleep with Lucy in his head.
That's why it didn't make his top 3.
For me, it is the epitome of a sitcom. It is what
Mhm.
every sitcom should strive to be. That's just for me. And then my second one would be The Nanny.
Interesting.
I love Fran Drescher.
You love that laugh?
I love her
The
laugh.
voice in general.
Mr. Sheffield. Yes.
I used to, not to interject too much. I like when that show was going
I'm
on.
surprised.
I used to have so. She was like my fantasy woman.
Well, I mean, look at what she dressed in that show.
Then you probably
love her.
like Janet in Friends as well, right?
No,
Oh.
Or Janice,
it was.
I'm sorry.
It was her in. Not to go into the young Richard awakening moments, but it was her and Faith Hill.
Oh, I used to have a Faith Hill picture, her CD picture in my toolbox.
I
at work.
never listened to
I love
country
Faith
music,
Hill.
but I loved Faith Hill. Holy
Damn straight.
moly!
Faith Hill.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What else is
I
on the list? So
love
that's two.
I
Yes,
love
that's true.
Lucy, the nanny.
I love Lucy the Nanny, and then I would probably have to say Fuller House.
Oh, it's an over Full House.
Wow.
Yes,
As
over
your
Full
top
House.
3?
Out of my top 3, I love Fuller House, and I don't know why. I got hooked on that show, and I fell madly in love with it.
I only watched
Yeah.
season 1.
I
I-
never saw it.
I've watched all of every season, 5 of them, probably like 4 or 5 times now. I really enjoyed the show, and I love Full House. I grew up on Uncle Jesse, but for some reason, I just like this show more.
That reminds me of, I don't know why, because it's not even doing the Full House, which now makes me want to change my top 3 again. Is Will and Grace. I loved
I love
Will and Grace. Oh,
Just-
I love Jack. Yes, Jack.
Oh, yeah, Jackson and Karen.
Yep.
That show's a great show. I kind of want to say really quick. I'm so disappointed.
Can I predict? Can I try to predict it? Can I try to predict Dallas's?
Before you do,
Okay.
Before you do, Richard and I talked a little bit about this, and I just said there's 2 shows in particular that I know no one's gonna mention that are they're not in my top 3, but they should be, but because they're so good. And he's like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know it's gonna be your top. I know." I'm like, no, you don't. So that said, Richard, what do you think? What do you think I'm talking
Number 1 for Dallas is gonna be Seinfeld.
about? It is. Go ahead.
Number 2, for some reason I feel like it is, but I don't know, is Everyone Loves Raymond.
No,
Okay.
I didn't even write that show down.
All right,
I
well
didn't
then
watch
you
that. I never watched
go ahead then. I don't know.
Okay. Before I even do my top 3, there's 2 shows done by the same guy. I was talking to Richard about this earlier. And that guy is Gary Shandling. The first show was It's Gary Shandling Show. I saw that. We lived in an apartment in the 80s at some point, and when we moved in, there was cable for free. We shouldn't have had it. We damn sure didn't pay for it. But when we hooked it up, we had Showtime. And Showtime had this show called It's Gary Shandling Show.
What have you guys ever heard of this?
I know who Gary Shandling is,
No,
but
I
I
haven't.
have never seen the show.
Well, there's
I thought he was gonna say it's from the
Gary
40s.
Shandling Show. F you, Richard. And it changed my view on TV shows. It was they were cursing to some degree. It wasn't like vulgar or anything, but it was on cable. Because there weren't TV shows on cable back then. This was like first. It was just so different, and Gary Shandling was just funny, and I loved it. And then later on, he went on to do the Larry Sanders Show, which was another just.
Is
show
that
so
considered
good.
a
Larry
sitcom
Sanders
though?
developed Hey Now, and yes, definitely sitcoms. These are definitely sitcoms. So anyway, those 2 honorable mentions, I think. Gary Shandling, R.I.P., one of the best to ever do it. He was just really, really good. So, but anyway, Seinfeld, obviously number 1. I know that's a popular answer. Like Friends is also a popular answer. Seinfeld is just so perfect. I don't know how to explain it better. It's just there's no storyline to follow. I don't care when Ross is dating Rachel there's no time to know what's happening with who. Any episode you watch it, any time with Seinfeld, you're good. Now there's shit that you can see that will be connected to previous episodes and it's like inside joke or whatever. But aside from that, you don't have to know anything to just enjoy an episode of Seinfeld.
Do you guys like Seinfeld?
I remember watching it, yeah? As a teenager, I liked it. Don't remember much of it, but it was a good show. Did you watch it?
Sam, be honest, it's okay.
Never seen.
Biting her tongue.
Yeah,
No, Sam.
It's okay.
No, Sam.
It's okay.
I
be honest,
I will
it's
be
okay.
on your side because I will fully admit this. I am a Seinfeld hater. I absolutely hated the show.
That
I
is
didn't
Absolutely.
understand the
exactly what
love
it is.
No,
for
no.
it.
When I mean absolute, I mean like watching it made me. I would rather just watch the TV be turned off
Like many,
and just
like
watch the black screen.
many of the things that I love, the Dallas Cowboys, the Lakers, things that are successful. People just hate. So you either hate it or you love it. And if you're on, you're on. And that's just I think Seinfeld's kind of like that.
All right,
It's
what's your
just so
third? What's your
good.
third?
Okay, and then no, I didn't get my second. I didn't get to my
I thought it
second.
was Will, whatever his name is.
No, Gary
No,
Shandling.
Gary
But that
Shandling was
wasn't
two
his top
honorable
3.
mentions.
How are you gonna do one and then honorable mentions before you do
I
two and
had
three?
to. I had to give Gary Shandling his due, his just due. Now, my second show of all time is Three's Company.
Hmm.
John and I only do shows that I've actually watched and spent a lot of time watching. I wanted to comment on I Love Lucy and even the Honeymooners. I watched a lot of the Honeymooners and even some I Love Lucy, but I don't think I watched them in their entirety or saw enough of them to rank them the way I can the other shows. But I agree. I Love Lucy is iconic, and Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz phenomenal. Just you can't argue the greatness there. But my second one was Three's Company. John Ritter, freaking brilliant. That show idea was just I grew up with that show. Even as they changed Chrissy's throughout the years, it
Mhm.
didn't matter because Jack carried that show.
But Joyce
Uh,
DeWitt too. Joyce
Joyce,
DeWitt was
Janet,
so good.
yes,
Yeah.
that core was good, and Suzanne Summers was the best. I mean, they messed up big time when they didn't pay her, and that whole mess was a shame. Because the three of them original were the best for sure.
Hmm.
So and my number three was I'm surprised nobody mentioned the show. Married with Children. Married with Children was just this was my life. This was more of a TV show that was my house than any other show that was on TV. It was like, yeah,
Married with
that's more
Children was better
like
than
the
Seinfeld. So.
people I'm growing up with.
Well,
Both my sisters be having kids at 15. Okay, I'm just saying.
Married
This
with
is more
Children
like what I dealt with.
was in my house too. My dad loved Married with Children. That was one of his favorite shows. I grew up
Yes.
watching that show too.
So we just named a lot of shows, and I'm actually shocked. I was gonna mention this as one of my top 3, but I'm surprised no one has mentioned Golden Girls.
Oh
I didn't even
God,
write it down. It's a great show.
You guys are all Golden Girls haters.
I am a Golden Girls hater.
Hater.
I really hate that show. It's
No.
depressing.
It is kind of depressing.
It's depressing.
I'm surprised
It
though.
really
It's a very iconic show.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Betty White. Okay, Betty White started on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She was phenomenal on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. That show alone is like a gold star show.
Mm-hmm.
She went on to do the Betty White Show and many other shows, but the Golden Girls, for me, she was a blithering idiot. And I'm like, not only am I
Yeah.
disappointed in Betty, but she's also an idiot. It's
That
just,
is
I
true.
couldn't do it.
Became typecast after that. To
Yeah, very typecast, and she was brilliant. And her original role as Sue Ann Nivens in the Mary Tyler Moore Show, she was just horny.
I think-
she was so good at it.
She was the Blanche of the
Yep.
show.
Yes, she
I
was
think
the
she.
Blanche.
I think she got typecasted because just the popularity of Golden Girls.
Yeah, for me, but Golden Girls for me was I just always found it a little bit depressing, and I never particularly cared for it.
So, I pulled up a list of sitcoms, and I think
I
it
have
might
a
be.
list too,
I think
so I have
it'd
some
be
mentions
kind
we
of
have to
cool
get to,
if we just do like a rapid fire. Maybe give if you've seen it, and then like yay or nay kind of thing. If that's cool with you guys.
Okay.
We're gonna skip Skyfield because no one cares about that. We already talked about
well,
news radio. Well, okay, let's go to the ones that we haven't mentioned.
Time out. Because this is my podcast, not trying to steal your thunder. Not my podcast. Because this is my topic, not trying to steal your thunder. I want to make sure the show's on my list. So can we do the same thing? Like we'll do this, but then I want to do the same for my list, and I'll skip the ones that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
Okay.
Um,
And
I
Sam,
just-
same with you. If you have a list, which I'm sure you do,
I
because I'm curious to see what ones we.
Yeah, I just
don't
pulled
know
up
from
like
each other.
a rapid fire kind of thing and do it.
Go ahead,
So the first
go
one on the
ahead,
list
go ahead.
is Family Matters.
Not on my
Oh,
list.
Not on your list, but I'm talking about like if you like it or not.
It was a
I
good
love it.
show.
Yeah, I
No,
like
it
it.
was good.
It's
It
Urkel.
was,
Come on.
it's
Yeah.
Urkel. Fresh Prince of Bel Air, obviously another
Not
iconic
anymore.
one.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
For a TV
But yeah,
show, it was really
it
good.
was great. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
loved
it was good.
yes.
I didn't write any of
um,
these down. I'm just
Third
marking
Rock
this
from
up.
the Sun.
No.
Also didn't
No.
write that down. I like that show.
No.
I love John Lithgow. Nothing he does, I can.
I love John Lithgow too, but just not in that show.
Yes.
That
And
show.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. There's a really quick scene from that show that I always use for people when I'm like at a restaurant or something. He was learning because they're aliens, right? And they're learning shit.
Mhm.
So he was learning how to tip, how the tip system works, and basically he had this system where he would put a stack of dollar bills on the table of the tip. He would
And take
calculate
one.
it ahead of time. Yeah, he would take one every time they fucked up, and at the end, it's like she owes him money. It's just like little shit like that was just I don't know. I fucking show. I love that show a lot. Sorry, go ahead.
This is a show that surprisingly I really liked when it was on. Living Single with Queen Latifah.
Love that show.
Never saw it.
It is.
We are living
Single.
single.
Which I mentioned earlier. I thought it would be on Dallas's list. Everyone Loves Raymond.
No, I didn't watch Every Love's One or King of Queens. Those shows were on when my kids were young, so I was inundated with diapers and shit like that.
And
so.
then the last one that I'll mention is obviously there's a lot on the list, but there's this one that when I was a kid, and it is I will fully admit it, it's a terrible show, but I absolutely could not miss an episode of it. I think it was every Saturday morning for Saturday morning TV was Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I don't know if you know you heard
Mark Thompson or,
Yes,
or
Mark Thompson.
I've never heard.
Yes,
I love it.
remember
He was a
that
high school
show.
basketball coach.
I
It was a
watched
basketball
it
team.
because I watched it because it was part of the morning ritual. I think, but
I loved it.
I cannot believe that you're mentioning that
Right.
this tier of shows.
And the only other one I would
Oh.
mention, since we mentioned like a lot of other famous comedies like Seinfeld, and I think this show was better than Seinfeld, which technically did not really have. It was about nothing. Was Martin?
Martin was great.
With Martin
And
Lawrence.
Martin was great. I love Stan almost the most in Martin. He was so great. Do you know Stan and Martin is Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Okay. All right, I'm going to rapid fire. Was that the last
go
one
for
on your list? Okay. Stuff we've mentioned, I'm going to skip over. Silicon Valley, HBO show.
I have not seen it.
No?
Never seen it.
Never watched it.
That's all alone.
I know. I know what it is, but I've seen clips
It's
and I've started watching it.
really good.
And it just never caught my interest.
Really?
It never caught my
Oh
interest.
man, it's really good. Okay, I'm surprised nobody mentioned this. Cheers.
I love
Mentioned
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, nobody mentioned Cheers. Of course you did. Frasier. Roseanne.
We don't talk about Roseanne.
Okay.
Just like we don't talk about Cosby.
Roseanne.
If we're gonna, even if we're gonna talk about the original though show, I have seen plenty of Roseanne episodes. I'm just not a big fan of it. Like I think they're okay, and at the
liked
time they were okay, but I just don't
was
think it
like-
compares to the other ones.
Again, it was more like Life at My House than most TV shows.
The
Roseanne
first two
was.
the first two seasons of Roseanne are very good. Slowly, it kind of just sinks.
Became her
Yeah.
platform
Yeah,
for
yeah.
her being
Yeah.
an idiot. Yeah, I agree. So newer show, Letter Kenny. I've talked about it lots of times. I'm pretty sure nobody's seen
I've
it.
never heard of it.
It's fucking brilliant. It's a Canadian show. It's so damn good.
We don't
Parks
talk
and
about
Rec.
Canada here.
Love
you, Tiny.
Well, I'm gonna
We're
tell
sorry,
Ash that.
Tiny.
I know. Yeah, tell Ash that. Parks and Rec.
I am not a Parks and Rec fan.
I like Chris
Oh.
Pratt, but
Amy Poehler? No.
I don't like Amy Poehler.
Oh my gosh. Okay. 30 Rock.
I
Oh
no I like 30 Rock. I wouldn't say I love it. I like it better than Parks and Rec.
The Community. Night Court. Designing Women. 227. The Jeffersons. Alice. That 70s show. Entourage. Brockmire. Modern Family. Righteous Gemstones. Big Bang. Goldbergs, which is a newer show that I think is really good. New Girl. older shows. Remember these from the 80s? Head of the Class and Square Pegs. Does anybody remember those shows? Sarah Jessica Parker was in Square Pegs. I'll
I
tell
have
you
no idea what you're talking about.
Gilligan's Island.
I love Gilligan's Island.
And I did mention Honeymooner. So that was my list.
The Jeffersons was very good.
Jefferson's
Sam,
is great.
I like how his topic is what's your top 3, and then he names 300 shows.
I have 100. but so Sam, give me some that we didn't mention that you're like, wow, I can't believe you guys didn't say these.
I mean, for me, I had a long list. Like, I gave you my top 3, but that like wasn't even fair for me because I really can't pick. So, but
I agree. That's why I had so many.
Yes. So for me, I grew up on a lot of classic television. For me, I mean, nobody's mentioned things like The Munsters or The Addams Family. And
Oh, great shows. I watched those too.
Those I loved and adored those. Family Ties, where Michael J. Fox got his start before he did Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley.
Oh man, Happy Days. I think of Happy Days. I forgot to write it down.
Yes. Mork and Mindy.
What was the TV show? What was the sitcom from the 80s, early 90s that had his younger brother about the family? It was Leonardo DiCaprio. I think Leonardo DiCaprio's first.
No, are you talking about Happy Days spinoff?
No. Shoot.
Are you talking about Family Ties or
no?
Growing Pains?
No, Fred Savage.
Pains. Oh, Wonder Years. Oh,
Wonder Years.
Great show.
Wonder Years.
That
was such a great show. That was one of my favorite shows.
I think that's the Leonardo. I think that's Leonardo DiCaprio's acting debut was on that show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was one of the.
It was a good show.
He was in Growing Pains as a that was my crush.
Well, Wonder Years and Growing Pains is a spinoff, right?
I don't know. No. Wonder Years is its own show.
What is that one a spinoff of though? I thought it was a spinoff of another show.
The Wonder Years is not a spinoff.
No, the other one.
Spinoff.
Growing Pains?
Growing Pains.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Oh.
No.
Well, maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah, no.
No,
also, did you guys remember Small Wonder?
No, I don't think I ever saw
show about Vicky the robot. This family, the dad was an inventor or whatever, and he made this daughter, and she was a robot, and the son was obviously real, and they tried to hide it, but she literally had this like panel on the back of her dress, they were just and she was like super strong, and she's a small wonder. Anyway, that was one of my favorite shows as a kid.
And I think the one I missed was Dick Van Dyke.
Ooh.
Dick Van classic.
I love that show.
I just didn't see enough of those. I know how great most of them are. I just didn't see a lot of them. Gilligan's Island, I saw so many on reruns.
Can I go on a little bit of a tangent and ask a quick question? Because it's a TV show. Who do you think is the best late night TV host of all time?
Sam Dan?
Conan
For me.
Conan.
Yes.
Yeah, Conan.
I'm going to have to say, I'm going to sound old right now, but I'm going to have to go Johnny Carson.
He was good.
I just grew up with Johnny. It was every night in my house growing up.
Conan.
But Conan, had the masturbating bear.
No, as an adult, I grew to appreciate Conan. I do like Conan.
The reason why
if I'm going to say greatest of all time,
I don't like the reason why I don't like Johnny is, well, I shouldn't say I don't like him because he obviously did an amazing job. But the reason why I think Conan is a lot better than Johnny is because Conan was hilarious in his skits. Skits number was really good. But I think Conan is a better interviewer than Johnny as well. Because Conan makes celebrities almost like Howard Stern really comfortable, and they just talk. True. Johnny, if you watch the Johnny Cash, he made more. It was more about Johnny Cash. It was all about Johnny, and then it was all about him, and he never talked about guests. Like it was like.
But that's why he's so cool.
No. But
sorry, I heard Johnny Cash, and all I could think of was, I fell into a burning ray of fire. How about you?
Sorry, if I said Johnny Cash, I meant Johnny Carson, obviously. But Johnny Carson, the Johnny Carson show, amazing. But he is similar. I think, like if you were to compare him to today, is God, who does the Tonight Show now?
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. He takes a lot from Johnny Carson, because if you watch Jimmy Fallon, which I don't like the Tonight Show now. and I think it's because he makes it all about himself. Like he cuts them off,
Jimmy Fallon thinks he's funny,
and he
and I
laughs.
think
He
that's
laughs
my
too much.
problem.
He laughs at
Yeah,
The
at
himself.
himself.
the
Yeah.
thing that makes Jimmy Fallon even put upable, if that's a word, is I like some of the games and some of the shit that he does. Some of the stuff that he does with celebrities, it's entertaining to get them out of their skin and actually do games and like karaoke. I like that shit. But as a host, he's
Terrible.
probably the worst. I think he's probably the worst. I
And
like
so,
Jimmy Kimmel way
Jimmy Kimmel's
better.
way better.
I
and
love
so
Jimmy
and
Kimmel.
so is James Corden.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
James
James
Corden.
Corden is also
Yeah.
so great, dude.
He's
Yeah.
he's quitting it after the season.
Yeah, I
Is
know.
it
It's so
because
sad.
is it like a contract dispute, some shit like
I
that,
think
right?
he's going. I think he wants to go back to theater and movies, and
I
obviously
thought
he
Yeah,
doesn't
he
have
was
time.
going to end up on another network or something.
No, I think he's
they
done with
wanted
late
him
night.
to stay.
Oh, okay.
I think he wants to
Yeah.
do other like other things, like produce
Good for him.
musicals and then do other stuff. Because obviously, doing a 5 day a week job, you can't really go and do a movie.
Well,
Or
because he's done so well, by the way, doing musicals. Cats.
true. He also had though Into the Woods, so which was really
Which
successful.
also did amazing.
I mean, it might have been a
So-
terrible movie, but it did really good in the box office at least.
The last part of this that I'd like to ask, if you guys will indulge me in regards to this topic, is shows that you haven't seen that or that you want to. Whether it's older shows that you just haven't had the time to watch, newer shows that that are coming, whatever it is, shows you haven't seen. And I'll give a quick example of the ones that I have. Ted Lasso, I think it's on Apple Plus or something like that. Jason Sudeikis. I hear it's really good. Love Jason Sudeikis. I really want to see that. I haven't seen it. Show that's been going a long time that I really haven't seen, maybe an episode or two. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I that is a great. The few I've seen are just great. I love Andy Samberg, whatever his name is. I think he's really good. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Another show I've seen maybe a few, but I really want to see it. Schitt's Creek, something Heather has like been pressuring us to see. I hear
What
that's
Creek?
really, really good.
You,
Schitt's Creek.
you took my
Great.
answer. Brooklyn Nine-Nine would
Gracie
be
and
my answer.
Frankie is a show that with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. It's on, I don't know what streaming service it's on, Amazon or Netflix or
Netflix.
something. Yeah, and that's something I haven't seen. I really want to. And another Netflix one I think is The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher. Those are shows I really want to that I haven't seen.
No, those really is Ranch is really a sitcom though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a comedy about.
It's more like a dramedy.
I was thinking it was
With
more like a
Ashton
drama.
Kutcher?
I was thinking it was more like a
Okay,
drama.
I haven't seen it. I understood it to be a
Yeah.
sitcom.
It's
so.
a comedy, but it's more of a dramedy. It's both. It's
Okay.
definitely got a lot of dark. I've watched
Scratch
it. I
the
love
ranch. Something I would never say at a restaurant. Scratch the ranch.
it. It's a good show, though.
Yeah, it
Really
looks
good.
good.
Mine-
It looks good. Definitely want to see it.
Mine would be Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then since I can't even think of another sitcom now that I would even want to watch, but a TV show that I really want to watch that I think I would love that I don't know why I haven't seen it. I have no idea. Is Yellowstone.
Mm.
Oh, I want to see that too. That's another one.
Well, it's not a
I
sitcom,
wouldn't
but
mind.
just saying.
No, it's not. Yeah, so good job. But I would want to see that one as well. Sam, Dan.
What would you like to see?
Well,
Obi-Wan?
definitely, it doesn't have to be sitcom, right?
Yeah, whatever you're
funny.
looking forward to seeing.
Something.
I'm looking forward, and I know I will be very disappointed. Is Halo? I haven't seen that yet.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm not even looking forward to it.
I
I'm
have
already
no-
disappointed.
Hold on. I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Halo, the TV show, absolute garbage.
Mm,
I don't think the people that wrote and made this show has ever don't even own an Xbox.
Is it out yet? Is it already
Yeah,
out?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
out.
it's out. Yeah.
it's out.
So have you
It's on
watched
Hulu.
it, Richard?
Yes, unfortunately, it is absolute trash. I mean this. I mean, I'm not even joking. It is.
Daniel,
It is
you have-
trash.
You heard it here first.
No. It's not. It's a terrible TV show, and then also nothing to do with Halo. It's like they just took.
Daniel-
It's one of those things that they took the franchise name, but they don't even know what the franchise was.
I hope you're the type of person that will make your own judgment. Because look who's this is coming from. You might end up loving this show. I'm just saying.
No, no. Oh wait, hold on. I'll get it right here while she's doing that. I'm gonna bring up Rotten Tomatoes. It's gonna be terrible.
What's your other show?
Well, I would like maybe to watch Obi-Wan. to go back to Star Wars.
Mhm.
And what I'm really looking forward to is The Last of Us next year.
The Last of Us. You watched The Last of Us, huh?
Oh, I
Well,
want to
I'm
see it too.
going to next year. It's coming out next year, but I'm looking forward to watching it because I
That's
saw
the
hmm?
that's the TV show, right? With the dude from Heroes that plays the dad
No,
that dies or
no,
something.
it's the guy that was in the in Rogue One. I forgot his name. The Spanish actor.
I don't remember who's.
Have you guys seen Heroes?
Diego Luna.
No. Diego Luna is the guy that's in from Game of Thrones and
Pedro Pascal.
yeah,
Pascal,
that's
yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Yeah,
Pedro.
Yeah.
he's Game of Thrones and Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing the title role. I think Last of Us is gonna be really good. Sam, do you have any shows you're looking forward to?
For me, yes, I'm gonna say it. Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah,
It's a
good
new
one.
show. They're coming out with a
Yes,
new show.
Yeah.
it's gonna take. It's gonna
Oh
be about
no!
before Captain Kirk. It's gonna be about Captain Pike,
Yes.
who
Interesting.
I am so excited about this. Like you have no idea.
He was good in
That would be
Discovery.
really good.
Yeah, he really was. He
Yeah.
really was. I'm very excited about this.
Any Trekkie, I think, would be this. Sounds
Yeah.
Well,
great.
my thing for Star Trek is why did they mess up Picard?
Oh God.
Okay,
Yes.
the first season of Picard, to be fair, was good. The second season of Picard needs to go in a dumpster fire.
It does.
It was bad, and I'm saying that as a Trek.
I know. I'm telling you too. I love Star Trek, but how did they screw that?
I don't
It
love
was terrible.
Sorry.
It
It was
was.
terrible.
Next Generation was good.
Yes.
I grew
Yes.
up in a Star Trek house.
Mhm.
Because of that, I hated it. I had a Star Trek Spock doll that I slept with. I didn't hate that.
Was it life
But-
size?
It was not life size. But I appreciate Star Trek, okay? I mean, I grew up with it. I actually enjoyed Next Generation. I enjoyed the movies. I like the newer movies as well.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for you in this upcoming thing. I know all about Captain Pike and the original and all that stuff. So yeah,
Well-
that sounds cool. I didn't even know it was coming. That's
Fun
pretty awesome.
fact: there would be no Star Trek without Lucille Ball.
Oh, what? Please explain.
Lucy and Desi Arnaz owned Desilu Studios. When Desi and Lucy got divorced, Lucy became in charge of Desilu. She bought Desi out. And she is the one who greenlighted the pilot episode of Star Trek. And without her, there would have been no Star Trek.
Interesting.
Lucille Ball.
So we have Lucille Ball to thank for Mr. Spock.
So that's that another reason I love Lucy's your favorite because there's that in.
Yes, that's
Yes.
it. That's another reason. She has an in with my Trekkiness.
That's so cool.
That's
That is
awesome.
so cool.
I think that's going to wrap up our discussion for today. Sam and Dan, thank you very much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. I know this went a little bit longer than our normal ones, but we just couldn't get it off. So thank you guys very, very much. We really, really appreciate it. I don't know about Dallas, but I do.
Yes,
Thank you for having
Yes,
us.
thank
yeah,
you so much.
thank you guys. It was a pleasure, and hope we can do it again.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime. For anyone out there that's listening, where can they? I know you guys obviously stream. Where can they find your stream, or if anything you want to plug or say anything about it?
We stream live on Twitch Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. We also have a YouTube channel that you can check out. Daniel does reviews for things like audio software and things like that.
Audio and gaming.
Audio and gaming. And we're also on Instagram and Twitter, all under Sam Dan's Couch.
That's right.
Sam
One
Dance.
of the best couple streamers that I'm aware of. I know a few,
Thank you.
but you guys are a
I
lot of
would
fun.
like to say not one of the best couple streamers, the best couple streamer. And I'm
Well,
not being biased because
If there's a couple streamer out there listening, I'm just trying to leave the door open.
I'm telling you that they're better than you. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think everyone in their stream knows that I love Daniel, so it's okay.
And we all
Look
know
out,
you're a
Antonio.
competition.
Antonio,
That's right,
Antonio is
yeah.
no competition. Come on, he can go somewhere.
He's going to be on with us soon, so we'll have to see what
He
he says
will be.
about that.
I'll tell him to his face. I'm gonna say, "Back down, bitch."
Auntie Demon is going to tell you that is his husband.
Hey, well,
Yes, he will.
about to be ex-husband. All right, for anyone that's new to the show, you can check me out if you want to over on twitch.tv/blameargo or youtube.tv/blameargo, anywhere from there. Or, if you're liking the podcast, I will be here each week with my unfortunate co-host. Dallas, is there anything you want to end it or anything you want to
No,
say?
I want to point out that you basically insulted yourself by saying that, because it is unfortunate for me to be here with you. That's the way you said that. But again, lastly, really,
It might
what I want
be.
to
It might be.
say is thank you, Dan, Sam. It was a blast. I really am glad you guys came. So thank you guys.
Yes, thank you very much. We love you guys, and I hope you guys will join us another time, whenever you guys want. We record every week, so whenever you guys want to, just let us know. With that, if you would like to be on the show, reach out to me on Twitter, or come to the stream, or on the YouTube, or you comment us below. You can see me over on you can't see me, but write me over on Twitter at blameargo. Yeah, you don't want to see me. That's rough. Just let me know if you want to be on the show. Come join me and Dallas, and let's have a good time. With that, we will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. Be kind, be peaceful, be you. Any parting words from our guests or Dallas?
Peace.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.